Welcome to my life on paper, and welcome to another process video using Scrap a Sketch. And I'm playing along with the Big December Sketch Fest, where we're using this sketch by Lisa Sikorsky. There is a tic-tac-toe board associated with this. Here you see the companion page, and the tic-tac-toes that I am going to be using today is ribbon, patterned paper, and a punch. So I have cut my photos into, printed my photos into 3x4 sizes. And then I figured I would just trim them down from there, which I do. That photo up in the right corner is not going to go into those two small boxes. I decided instead to use, how many pictures are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pictures instead of 6, and just not cut down the one in the right upper corner. In case you're new here, Lisa Sikorsky has Scrap a Sketch, which is a Facebook group. She also has scrapasketch.com. That's her website where she has, you can join her monthly subscription for getting exclusive sketches. And she has printables as well as stencils. Right now there is a kind of a giveaway going where you put your layouts into the album that are using the prompts, and she's going to do a drawing for prizes. I will have everything listed below. Here you can just see I keep trimming down photos. This obviously took me a long time. This is one of, I don't know if one of my favorite all-time layouts, and I kind of reflected on why I thought it was that way. I think it might be the colors. Not only the colors of the pictures, but of the embellishments. I do, if you asked me, I would tell you my favorite color is red, that vibrant, really bright color, but green just has so many different hues to it. And it's kind of a warm and fuzzy color to me. So because when I think green, I think like a bright green. And that's just not always the case. It can be a warm green. And eucalyptus that's up in that left corner is just my favorite. And I think it's because it's that relaxing type look to it, or that spa feel. I think that color of that eucalyptus in the left there is the color of my bathroom, which really makes me happy. I went into my stash. I have pattern paper stash, and I just pulled these 3 pattern papers, and I really go between which one. I used 2 of them to back a couple of the pictures, and then 2 to back the other pictures, and I really went back and forth between which green to put which with which brown, and that was because of the pattern on it. I've really got 3 papers that are kind of a, not really a gingham, but like a crosshatch, and then the one circular, and so I really went back and forth with which ones to use with what, but I'm really happy with the way it all worked out. I do have these wood veneer pieces. I think they're from Joann's, and not all of them make it onto the layout. And so now now that I've got my pictures trimmed, I'm going to trim out the pattern paper to mat the photos. Each will be double matted, one in green and one in brown. Those different leaves, the eucalyptus, etc., that's from a pack from Hobby Lobby, and those are going to work good as cluster bases. Coming up, I will be participating in a hop that is a little bit different of a video where it's a forward facing, and it's talking about scrapping goals, so be looking for that. Here I pull into that companion page to just, I want, not that I'm going to match it or anything, just that I want it to be kind of cohesive and work together. So it's kind of like an inspiration for the other side. And that is, looking at this companion page is exactly the reason I went to my wood grain. And I was super happy to find a couple of pieces of wood veneer to go in here, especially the title of Good Vibes. I using my ATG to glue down all those mats, and then I will start getting my clusters in order. I will decide I want a little bit of mixed media in my background, and that is again a nod to that page on the right-hand side. This is where I decide, you know what, that other page really needs to land on the left side. It goes more in chronological order, plus it looks better with the photos being where they are. And here I'll bring in my glass mat, my Tim Holtz glass mat, so that I can do some spray. And I will use, this is me using the Shabby Shutters Distress Oxide Spray. And I was intentional just to get it on the right side. I knew it was going to be going behind the photos. My intention was, here I'm pulling it in to see how far I need to go over. My intention was to go so that it was peeking out on the left side of the photos. I don't know that I exactly achieved that. And oh, I got some adhesive on the front of my photo. I don't know how I did that, but I did. I just wanted a little bit of interest behind the photos on that white piece of paper, and I did accomplish that. So very subtle, but it just needed a little something. Here I'm going to create a space for the greenery on that side, and then I'll start working on my clusters. There is a piece up there that says obviously awesome. So it says obviously awesome, good vibes. I know that I want a little piece of wood veneer in each of the clusters, and the title obviously. And then I went into my stash, that punched piece on the left there next to the sticker, border sticker, I had used on a different page back in January, or February actually. And so I thought that was perfect. I didn't even have to get out a punch. It's already been punched. That's going to go part of my title. Here I'm adhering down the photos. I don't want them to line up on the left, so I'm making sure that they stick out at different spots. And get the greenery down, and it's going to be overlapping on the end so that it just kind of looks like it belongs there. This is close to my heart. It's, oh guys, it could be like 20 years old. And I just wanted to use that little piece that I had, so I tucked it there under the photos. And then I'm going to use that punch right there. So I'm very intentional about how it ends on the left. So I just wanted to start with a hill and not like have half of a hill or something. So I trim that off, and I'm going to trim it where it can tuck underneath the photos. Then I work on the rest of the title. Not exactly sure where to put the good vibes. I try it in a couple different spots along that way. I end up deciding it's going to go next to the photo. And then when I tuck the obviously awesome in, it leaves kind of a gap next to the good vibes, and it needs something to go there. But I will figure that out in a moment. So I've gone into my stash and I've gotten some kind of blues and greens, and that's again another nod to the other page. Looking at the other page, it had some dark blue in it. My husband and I are wearing dark blues. That works really well. Here, that's a LA Studio, the green spot for journaling. And then I'm going to layer some stickers. Here's a little wood veneer piece to go in that cluster. And then to finish it off, that little camera goes on the right side. The camera, the wood veneer is Chadney. Here I'm using my punch, and if you didn't know it, it gives you a little hole punch that fits right in the right spot. And this is where I'm going to try to figure out, where am I putting this tag, and can it work so that my little gap is not there. So I trim that down, and it works perfectly just to fill that little gap in there. I thought maybe I could peel. Well, I did peel up a little bit of that, but it's pretty glued down. And I just love the way that tucked right in there. One of my pieces that for my tic-tac-toe is ribbon, and you will see that in the final shot. I totally forgot to put that in the tag hole there. So, but it is in the final shot. So pattern paper, ribbon, and punch, and I got them all in there in the final shot. I use some foam tape to put under the stickers. It's overlapped on the wood veneer, and that way that it glues down nicely onto the page. The one says fresh air on the bottom there. This is just like a piece of washi. It's like a washi sticker, and I had it out of my stash, and I thought, by golly, I'm gonna use it. So it's gonna go somewhere. I'm just holding on to it while I get everything down so that I can make a decision of where it would go. The wood veneer gets layered on top of that label. That'll get stuck down to the page. And I'm just making some final decisions here about placement. And that cute little half sticker says, I said what I said. No, I said, yeah, I said what I said. Well, I don't know what that means, but it worked really nice there. It gave a little bit of blue, and it's a spot for the wood veneer camera to sit in there. So I thought that was pretty perfect. So now that I've got all that down, oh, no, one more sticker. Again, this is like something you just pull out and you're like, oh, I forgot to use this. Where is it going to go? It says remember, and it's got a little bit of blue and a little bit of green, and it's out of my stash. And now we'll go ahead and trim off all those ends. I forgot to tell about the pictures. The pictures are of our New Mexico trip. I think it was last May-ish, when we went to see a friend from college. And I have lots of pictures to do from this trip yet. Here's where we were doing some hiking. Have a fabulous day, and I'll see you again soon.